Goodbye, Hardwater Mill. I think that's what it's called. You have been a thrill and a delight. 2 more boats came yesterday. Okay, let's see if we can go straight. I think that's going to be difficult. Ah, fuck. Just had to use my barge pole again to push me out because the river was pushing me back in again. So what would I do without that barge pole? I don't have that on my own boat. But then again, I've never needed it because on a bloody canal. Right, so today is a potentially big one because I could either go through Barton, White Mills, and then stay. Is that just 2 looks? And then stay at White Mills for the night, which cost me around £6, I think, to stay on their bankside, not in the marina. So I was trying not to because I don't want to pay for anything. But if I don't do that, I'm gonna have to. That was 2 locks. I have to go through Cogenhoe. Is that what it's called? Cogenhoe. So that's 3, 4 Billing Lock, and Clifford Hill Lock. Is that 5? I'm losing count. Where Little Horton, Friends of River Nene. Either 6 locks or I pay £6. But they are all electric, so there is that. And there is a chance that someone is going the same way, right? There is a chance. You don't understand, it's that canal plan on my beautiful little website. Not my website. The little websites that I use. That's where you can measure how far something is, how many locks, what's on the way, water points, you know, things like that. And it's telling me that this route, 6 locks, is 3 hours and 24 minutes. I spend at least, no, the other day I spent 45 minutes on a lock. But I will say that was the lock that it didn't fill up, so I had to walk around and do the other paddle. And then that was also the one that the wide beam was. I even slept on it, and no, that wide beam was not in the right. They could have easily jumped off and helped me instead of me doing the whole bloody thing for them. Anyway, so but the 45 minutes was without helping them, so I spent another 15-20 minutes doing it for them as well. Maybe 15. So 3 hours and 25 minutes doesn't make sense. 23 minutes doesn't make sense for this journey with 6 locks. If I at least spend half an hour on each lock. You can't rush the locks, because you know what happens when you rush? You forget your towel. You forget your rope. Or you forget, what did I forget? I feel like I did the wrong paddle. You know, when you're not in your game, you do the wrong things, and you don't want to do that in a lock, because as we've seen, locks are scary. So we've got to take it slow, we've got to focus, and we've got to stop filming. And we are approaching Barton. I don't know what a Barton is. Is it someone working in a bar? Stein Barton? It's a horse! Oh my god, there's a horse! There's many more horses! Look at them! Hi babies! There's like at least, oh my god, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, at least 13 horses. Oh my god, that's a song. 13 horses. Best lock ever. Oh my god, look at you. Got the rope. What moment is this? Can't waste space like this. Oh, look at that waterfall. There's a lot of greenery that I will have to push into the side. I can already see my future problems. Just a little bit. We are level. I must say that was difficult to see because of the downpour from upstream. Oh, it's actually going well. Nice. It is tempting to just drive out through the one again, but 2 problems. I the lock landing is on the other side, so it'd be a bit awkward. As in, I couldn't pull her, so I'd have to drive. And driving, I feel like I don't have as much control as with pulling her, because I can do it quite slow. So that took me pretty much half an hour, and I would say that's the normal speed I take. But I have spotted this before. That looks like, because that was there before I went, when I was in the lock, so I think that's tucked around my prop, so we need to go down there. Oh, so it's not on the rudder. No, it's on the rudder, it's not on the prop. I don't quite understand where it is. It's not on the rudder. It must be like where the rudder is connected. So it's quite difficult to get to. I don't think it matters that much. It's probably going to go out when I'm cruising. And look, I came to say goodbye. Oh, hello. Hi. Hi. Oh. You want to come with me? Hi. Hei. Ja, jeg kan nesten ikke det. Det er ikke plass til deg, men du kan jo trekke båten da. Maybe their ancestor, they're feeling the ancestor, you know, the ancestors who was pulling all the canal boats. So he wants to do the same. Oh, Bobo. I have this fear of walking behind a horse. Because when I was growing up and doing riding lessons, they were like, never walk behind a horse butt. So now I feel like I can't walk this direction. But I'm not really afraid of horses. Come on. Hey. So, and this is a tiny little pony. Are you a baby? I don't know. I mean, my boat is leaving me out me. I feel like I have to go. I need to go behind you. I don't want to go behind you. And I love horses, but that is a fear that I have, walking behind a horse. But I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna go this way. Whew. Why is that so scary? Didn't do anything. But now I need to push the boat out again. Oh Lord. Heather. Oh, you want to come on board? Oh, you can't. I've learned neutral. So just sail over it. Keep waiting for a moment when I can reverse so I can get some of the weeds out, but it's not stopping. And then there's paddle boarders. I'm actually tempted to say that this is on the same scale as the middle level, and that I lost supboard. Someone on it, nobody on it. There's two of them. This is White Mill's lock, yeah. And after this is the marina, and I feel like I can't really stop here. I feel I still have energy left. We'll see after this lock though. But I feel like it's a shame. It's only like 12, and I've made vegan sausage rolls, so you know I should have enough food / energy to keep me going as well. Okay, so I'll just do my normal ladder run. Oh, it's a tiny. Wait, it's not a ladder. Ah, what the fuck? I'll go the roof then. Oh, that's annoying. That is so weird. And this is Diablo key. Like, that is my key, but like, how stressful is that? It's on that side. Well, that one. I suppose it's that one. I could have used that one. But normally it is on the right side. So that is throwing me off. So this is the third lock that has two kind of dents. Just where two boats, I suppose could bang into. But that is third in a row. Two of them. Is it a normal thing that people bang into the gate? So this is where I was supposed to moor up. And yes, I think I'm going to trooper on, like a trooper I am. I mean, I've only done this halfway, but I feel like just gotta go. It's what, 12 now? Yeah, it's 10 to 12. This is the easiest one I've ever had to make. I'm barely putting any pressure on it. Here we go. Look at her coming in. Gently now, baby. Might have to go this way. Oops. You know, in the beginning I was like, oh my god, we're crashing into things, but I think these boats are sort of half meant to crash into things. I mean, they're not meant to, but it's just, I think it's sort of half impossible not to. I think it's about the speed that you're bumping into things. Obviously, you shouldn't be bumping into things, but maybe it's an excuse. Because when I compare it to Norwegian boating, you know, if you're bumping into things, that's not very good. But in the canal world, I feel like everyone's bumping into everything all the time, so it's more normalised, but maybe it shouldn't be normalised. This is my favourite view. Or the more vicious view. Woo! Jesus. Silly girl, still making mistakes. Forgot to close the paddle. So bad. Doing it in the wrong order. I was like, I'll do it when I've taken the boat out, instead of doing it, closing the paddle before I've taken the boat out, as I normally do. Okay, we're heading away from White Mills Lock and White Mills Marina moorings, and we're gonna trooper on. And I've got that jowl. That was delicious. There was nothing in the weed hatch. There was weeds underneath this boat. Okay, so for the prop not to have picked that up, remarkable. So on my old boat, I had a temperature gauge, so I could see if, you know, the engine was working really hard. But on this one, it doesn't have the gauge. It only has a lamp that will either beep or light up, or both, if the engine is overheating. And so far, it hasn't done it, even though there's been weed in the prop multiple times. I just gotta take that as this engine is very good, and it's managing with a little bit of weed. Oh no, look at this. Oh, look, there's a white duck. What the, is that the same breed? It's just a white one? That is so fascinating. In quite a good forward position here, and it's not really going much forward. The problem with rivers is that you can't really stop anywhere. It does say in this book that weeds can be a nuisance at certain times during the year in the next stretch to White Mills, and that's exactly where I am. Luckily we're coming up to Wiston Lock, so I will go down again into the weed hatch. That's the fourth time today, is it? Something like that, at least third. And there is a cruiser inside. So what does that mean? Are they coming out? Because it's a cruiser, I can't just go in. Ah, that's annoying. It's a massive cruiser, looks like. They're still going down, that's why it looks like it's massive. Like the River Nene inspector in the back there. This might be another one where I have to open both paddles. It's at least taking its sweet time, and I suppose that's why I take a lot of time in my locks, because I only open one paddle. If you're going to do 6 locks in a day, shortcuts are, it's not even a shortcut, it's an effort cut. thing is, there's a narrowboat now coming, so I don't have to close the gates. That was such an adventure. So first there's the River Nene inspector boat, or whatever they were, who then tells me, well, I thought they asked me if I'd taken down the paddle as I was running to the other side, and I said yes, and then he's like, oh, you're the guinea pig, and I was like, oh, so he didn't say. So he was asking if it went okay. So apparently there was something weird about it, so they were just having me there to check, or they were there to make sure that it worked, I suppose, and then I was the guinea pig. Anyway, and then the narrowboat comes, and I'm like, oh brilliant, I can just leave, the gates are open, or I can leave the gates open and just go. And as I'm like trying to navigate, because they couldn't go on the lock landing because the River Nene boat was there. So then it becomes a bit of, both of us meeting in the middle. I don't want to film these things because that's not just my boat involved, and even if it's not their faces, it's their boat, it's just awkward. So the best, adventures are not to be filmed because they usually involve other people. Well, to be honest, I've had a lot of adventures, that's just me. Anyway, point is, so then they meet me, and then as they meet me, I go, I say, I'll leave you to it, you do the rest now. And then I realise, fucking hell, my key is still in the electric box. So then I need to reverse because I've left, again, you can't just moor up anywhere. So then I reversed back. Luckily it was half straight, and I managed to jump on sort of where the lock is and get my midline and sort of stand there and pull her in. But the boat keeps going into the lock, and the girl or the woman on the boat, she sort of runs and gets me the key, and then I have to get out. But obviously at that point I'm on the paddle board entrance kayak board platform, which has a lot of weeds on it because obviously no boats are there. Anyway, we managed. Okay, that's 3 locks done, 3 to go. Cogenhoe, I have no idea how to pronounce that. And then Billing, and then Clifford Hill, and then right after Clifford Hill is my resting spot for the night. The weeds have cleared up. I can find the boat again, and the engine feels pretty good. I mean, the other thing was when I was supposed to, on the lock landing, check out the weed apps, for my little weeds, but then that experience happened, so I didn't get to do that. But she sounds good. She's operating better than she was. A new chimney before I'm out of these rivers. Looks like Cogenhoe is ready for war, for the Viking ships like me. And due to the sheer volume of films, I've decided to cut this into 2. So part 2 of my adventures to Northampton coming soon.